All right, so I'm going to go over the next part in our review, which is reflections. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do about reflections, or what you need to focus on, is your mirror line. So your mirror line is this equation that they give you when it says reflection across. So reflection across y equals 3, or x equals 3, sorry, then that is what your mirror line is going to be. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is graph that. So remember, if it says x equals, then it only touches the x-axis and not the y-axis. So we're going to go on our x-axis, where x is positive 3, 1, 2, 3 spaces, so this guy right there. And then we're going to draw our cute little mirror line. Lovely. And then we're going to reflect. So when you reflect, you count to your mirror line, and then through the other side that many spaces. So my L is 1 space away from my mirror, so I'm going to count perpendicularly, or like straight to, at a 90-degree angle to your mirror. So L is 1 space away, 1 space on the other side. This is now L prime. M is 1, 2 spaces away, so 1, 2 spaces away. Again, this is M prime. Whatever letter that is. N is 1, 2 spaces away, so 1, 2 spaces through the other side is N prime. And this K is on the line, so there we go, K prime. After you get your dots from the vertices, so where these two lines connect and make a point, after you get those drawn, then you can connect your dots to make your new shape, and now we have a lovely reflection. So again, just be careful on your mirror lines. Number 8 is one that a lot of students mess up on, where it says y equals x. So remember, this is a line. Y equals x is a line. And you start at 0, 0 because there's no extra number. My slope is positive. It's a 1/1 slope because there's no number in front of x, so it's up 1 and to the right 1, and oppositely down 1 to the left 1. The straighter your mirror line is, the better, because you're counting to something. So if you didn't really have to count to it, then you could be a little bit more sloppy, but because you have to count to your mirror, you should try and not be sloppy. There's 2 different ways to do these diagonals. Personally, I like to use the grid lines because then I make less mistakes. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. Let's take I, for example. So I'm going to count to my mirror, so 1, 2 on this grid line. Well, I have 2 options if I stay on my grid line. I can keep going straight up, which wouldn't make a great reflection, or I can go to the left. So I'm going to go to the left. So I went up 2, and then I'm going to go to the left 2. So now this is I prime. Notice that if I were to fold along this line right here that has my dots on it, then my I and my I prime will like sit right on top of each other. So that's what you're trying to do with your mirror line. So J, and it doesn't matter which way you go, you could count to the left. So if I count 1 box away, if I kept going this way, 1 box away here, then that's not going to work, because then my J would be super close to my I, which isn't what my original picture looks like. So I'm going to go this way. And then again, if I fold right here on this line, my J will be on top of my J prime. So follow the grid lines and count to where they make sense. So again, K is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. If I count 6 up here, then my triangle is going to be huge and my triangle is tiny. So I'm going to count on this grid line. So just stay on your grid lines and you'll be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's K prime. Okay, connect your dots. And again, your shape should look like, if you folded it right on this line, it would smush right on top of itself. All the letters need to match as well. So K is the furthest one and K is the furthest one. So it looks perfect. All right. I'm just going to draw these lines for you. So y equals 3, that's on the y-axis. It's positive 3 because it only says y. So it only touches the y-axis. So we got 1, 2, 3. So your mirror line would be here. Okay, and then you would reflect your S. Your Q would go on the opposite side, and your R would come down. And then the y-axis, that's this guy. So your shape will be over here-ish. Okay, anyways. 11 and 12, those are writing a rule to describe the transformation. So you're trying to find, look at 7. So see on 7 this mirror line right here, and if, again, I fold it on top, I have my M on top of my M, my L on top of my L, my N on top of my N, and my K. So you're trying to find a middle spot where if you folded it, your letters would all match. So on 11, I'm trying to find that. So if I go like straight up and down here, then I have H on a nothing, and it just doesn't work. So we go midway in between our 2 same letters. So we have a J and a J, so that's here, midway in between. And then you have to tell me what the equation is. So the equation for this line, it's only touching the y-axis, so it's a y equals, and it's up 1, so y equals positive 1. And then on 12, this one is like straight down the middle. It almost looks like a bird. So then here is the equation of that line, or that mirror line. So it could be either equation, the y-axis, or x equals 0. Okay, and that's how you do reflections.